As the tributes stand on the podium, the horn sounds. Every queen ever runs away from the cornucopia. Come Man runs away. Becky snatches a pair of sides. The control fish runs away. Spain runs away. Smosh runs away. John Seed runs away. Sturm runs away. John Alien takes a handful of throwing knives. Plastic Man grabs a jar of fishing bait while Griff gets fishing gear. Cool Declan and Nagito fight for a bag. Nagito gives up and retreats. Ethnobolt grabs a shovel. CT-1507 runs away. Bueno Excelente runs away. The World Trade Center grabs a shovel. Abe runs away. Hitler and every pirate ever fight for a bag. Hitler gives up and retreats. Can't imagine why. I Heart New York Hat runs away from the cornucopia. Giant Snail runs away. General Grievous gathers as much food as he can. Palpatine runs away. Orissa runs away. Quinn runs away. Monokuma takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. Echidna runs away. Georgie grabs a jar of fishing bait while Howie Mandel gets fishing gear. Mailbox grabs a jar of fishing bait while Yang gets fishing gear. Octane runs away. Victor Zaz runs away. Gorlifin runs away. Ed Boon runs away. Citron shoots a poisonous blow dart into dead body in a trash bag's neck, slowly killing her. I mean, well, now she's just double the dead.
Oh, she's just more dead now.
Yeah. Grimace grabs a jar of fishing bait while Ponta gets fishing gear. Bob grabs a backpack and retreats. Chris Walker grabs a backpack and retreats. Horseshoe Crab finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Albert Wesker and Unlimited Fish work together to drown Morning Wood. God damn it, dude. I wanted Morning Wood to win.
I mean, with Unlimited Fish, it shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah. King Oddball runs away. Oyster Clam crutches a first aid kit. Come Man explores the arena. Citron and the Control Fish split up to search for resources. Abe, Becky, and Nagito hunt for other tributes. I can imagine that. Every pirate ever... And Nagito. Every pirate ever explores the arena. General Grievous discovers a cave. Plastic Man steals from Cool Declan while he isn't looking. Howie Mandel and George E. hunt from other tributes. King Oddball sees smoke rising but doesn't investigate. Octane hunts for other tributes. Ethnobolt receives an explosive. Spain constructs a shack. Sturm runs away from Echidna. Horseshoe Crab receives fresh food. Victor Zaz overpowers I Heart New York Hat, killing him.
Stern or Stern?
Sturm. It's the name of the fan from Resident Evil. Unlimited Fish thinks about home. Chris Walker diverts Giant Snail's attention and runs away. The two mass murderers. Grimace is picked by thorns while picking berries. CT-1507, the World Trade Center, and John Alien hunt for other tributes. Griff travels to higher ground. Quinn receives medical supplies. Albert Wesker is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Gorlifin and Orissa split up to search for resources. Bueno Excelente throws a knife into Monokuma's chest. Ed Boon, every queen ever, Smosh, Bob, and Mailbox track down and kill Palpatine.
Damn.
Oyster Clam tries to spear fish with a trident. Hitler collects fruit from a tree. John Seed and Yang Jiaolong hunt for other tributes. Ponta constructs a shack. Bob receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. What does he even eat?
Who?
Bob.
Gum.
Oh yeah, you're right, he does. Plastic Man and Becky huddle for warmth. Abe tries to sing himself to sleep. Sturm passes out from exhaustion. He was spinning those blades too fast. Horseshoe Crab thinks about winning. Quinn stabs Nagito while his back is turned. Now that is true despair. Hitler receives fresh food. Unlimited Fish, Ed Boon, and Cool Declan cheerfully sing songs together. Georgie repeatedly stabs the Control Fish to death with sighs. Ryan is finally free. Ryan and Palpapone, they're free. Every queen ever received medical supplies. Every pirate ever questions their collective sanity. Smosh thinks about winning. Griff catches Albert Wesker off guard and kills him. I hate Griff. Octane attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Bueno Excelente starts a fire. Chris Walker and Echidna huddle for warmth. I ship that. John Alien tries to sing himself to sleep. The World Trade Center falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Citron quietly hums.
I'm sure it didn't get destroyed that way.
Yeah, I know. There goes the potential for the World Trade Center receiving an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Citron quietly hums. Grimace thinks about winning. Oyster Clam begs for Giant Snail to kill her, and he says, "Aight." Spain and Howie Mandel tell stories about themselves to each other. Oyster Clam gets it. When you go to someone and ask them to kill you, you ask the mass murderers. You don't just ask some random people.
Yeah.
Gorlifin looks at the night sky. Orissa ambushes Victor Zaz, killing him. John Seed, Ponta, General Grievous and Cum Man sweep in shifts. CT-1507, Mailbox and Ethnoball cheerfully sing songs together. King Oddball climbs the tree with his tongue to rest. Yang is unable to start a fire and sweeps with that warmth. Her ability is fire, but okay. John Seed hunts for other tributes. John Alien and King Oddball hunt for other tributes. Chris Walker goes hunting. General Grievous explores the arena. Plastic Man sees smoke rising but doesn't investigate. Cool Declan sees smoke rising but doesn't investigate. Smosh, Yang, and CT-1507 get in a fight. Smosh triumphantly kills them both. Horseshoe Crab sees smoke rising but doesn't investigate. Citron and every pirate ever fight Grimace and Howie Mandel. Citron and every pirate ever survive. That wasn't even a close fight, probably.
Yeah.
Quinn, Griff, and Hitler unsuccessfully ambush Ponta, Ed Boon, and Bueno Excelente, who kill them instead. Fools! Georgie tries to spearfish with a trident. Mailbox makes a wooden spear. Octane injures himself. Cum Man, Giant Snail, Gorillafin, Abe, and Sturm hunt for other tributes. Echidna receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Orissa tends to unlimited fish's wounds. That's going to take forever. Every queen ever tends to Spain wounds. That's going to be done really quickly. Becky picks flowers. Bob tries to spearfish with a trident. Ethnoball discovers a river. Bueno Excelente starts a fire. Citron begs for Octane to kill him, but he says no. Ponta stays awake all night. Echidna sets up camp for the night. Smosh looks at the night sky. Cum Man receives medical supplies. Orissa and Unlimited Fish huddle for warmth. Cool Declan climbs a tree to rest. Plastic Man cries himself to sleep. Ethnoball questions his sanity. John Alien, King Oddball, and Sturm sleep in shifts. Abe quietly hums. Giant Snail ambushes Horseshoe Crab and kills him. Animal superiority. Georgie and Mailbox huddle for warmth. Awesome. Ed Boon tends to General Grievous's wounds. Awesome. Spain shoots an arrow into Becky's head. Not awesome. John Seed tends to his wounds. Every queen ever forces Chris Walker to kill every pirate ever, or Gorillafin. He's like, how? So every queen ever kills him instead. Bob accidentally steps on a landmine. Rest in peace, Bob. General Grievous, John Seed, Gorillafin, Citron, and Ethnoball track down and kill Giant Snail. They saw him as a threat, and he was eliminated. Every queen ever tries to spearfish with a trident, and somehow all fail. Every pirate ever collectively die from hunger. Sturm decapitates the entire country of Spain with his swinging blades. Cool Declan searches for firewood. Octane chases Echidna. Bueno Excelente goes fishing. Plastic Man receives clean water. Unlimited Fish defeat Mailbox, but spares his life. Smosh thinks about home. King Oddball discovers a river. Ed Boon receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Abe searches for firewood. Cum Man goes hunting. Georgie searches for firewood. Orissa and Ponta hunt for other tributes. John Alien dies of dysentery. God damn it. Mailbox tends to his wounds. Sturm questions his sanity. Georgie kills Cum Man with a sickle. There you go. Orissa receives medical supplies. Unlimited Fish cries himself to sleep. Echidna is unable to convince Plastic Man to not kill her. Cool Declan and Ethnoball run into each other and decide to truce. Smosh sets up camp for the night. King Oddball, Citron, General Grievous, and Ponta tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Bueno Excelente screams for help. Ed Boon receives a hatchet. Every queen ever goes to sleep. John Seed, Abe, and Gorillafin sweep in shifts, and Octane falls into a pit and dies. I thought there wasn't supposed to be fall damage. How'd that happen? Cool Declan receives a hatchet. Plastic Man stalks General Grievous. Georgie and Mailbox work together for the day. Damn, they're sticking together. Bueno Excelente receives medical supplies. King Oddball constructs a shack. Unlimited Fish collectively get injured. Sturm makes a slingshot.
They all got injured.
Yep.
At the same time. Awesome.
Orissa, John Seed, and Smosh hunt together. Abe, Ponta, and Ed Boon hunt together. Citron scares off every queen ever. They're all allergic to oranges. Gorillafin bleeds out due to untreated injuries, and Ethnoball receives a bomb. John Seed, Abe, and Bueno Excelente discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Sturm looks at the night sky. Citron receives a hatchet. Smosh stays awake all night. King Oddball receives clean water. Cool Declan climbs a tree to rest and stay cool. Every queen ever and General Grievous huddle for warmth. General Grievous must be very warm, despite being a cyborg. Ethnoball fends off Ponta, Ed Boon, and Georgie from his fire. Plastic Man fends off Unlimited Fish, Orissa, and Mailbox from his fire. Citron travels to higher ground. Ed Boon receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Orissa, John Seed, Smosh, Unlimited Fish, and Mailbox track down and kill Plastic Man. Ethnobald, Every Queen Ever, Cool Declan, and Georgie raid Ponta's camp while he's hunting. King Oddball discovers a cave. Bueno Excelente searches for firewood. Sturm severely injures Abe and leaves him to die. General Grievous makes a wooden spear. Rest in peace, Abe and Plastic Man. Orissa cries herself to sleep. John Seed begs for Every Queen Ever to kill him, but they all don't want to. Ethnobalt cooks his food before putting his fire out. Bueno Excelente tries to treat his infection. Unlimited Fish start a fire. Sturm stabs Ed Boon while his back is turned. General Grievous receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Georgie quietly hums. Smosh stays awake all night. Cool Declan tends to his wounds. King Oddball and Ponta hold hands. King Oddball doesn't have hands, but that's alright. Mailbox and Citron talk together about the tribute still alive. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs of the tribute's families. Ethnobalt, Citron, General Grievous, Bueno Excelente, and Unlimited Fish don't go. Ponta stabs King Oddball with a tree branch. Every Queen Ever steals Cool Declan's memoirs out of spite.
That is very rude.
Yeah, I agree. Poor Cool Declan.
And also realistic.
Yeah, they would do that. They hate him. Georgie doesn't go to the feast. John Seed and Sturm work together to get more supplies. Smosh gathers as much food in a bag as he can before fleeing. Mailbox decides not to go, and Orissa sobs while gripping a photo of her friends and family. Georgie convinces Sturm not to kill him, only to kill him instead. There you go, Georgie. Smosh discovers a river. Ethnobalt searches for firewood. Ponta, Citron, John Seed, and General Grievous hunt for other tributes. Bueno Excelente fishes. Cool Declan scares off Orissa. Every Queen Ever go hunting. Mailbox decapitates Unlimited Fish with a sword. Ethnobalt strangles Orissa after engaging in a fist fight. It would. Citron
It wouldn't be
screams for
very
help.
hard, but it would take a long time.
Yeah. Every Queen Ever and Cool Declan are chill now, I guess, and they talk about tribute still alive. Smosh receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Ponta tracks down and kills John Seed. I swear if Ponta wins, I'm gonna be pissed. It's gonna be Abe's fault.
Wow, what's wrong with Ponta?
I hate him.
Wow.
Gavin's racist.
I don't actually hate him. I'm just saying if he wins, it would be lame and boring. Mailbox receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Georgie sets up camp for the night. General Grievous kills Bueno Excelente as he tries to...
No!
Yeah.
Yeah! Mailbox cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide.
Oh, we should have had the chieftain.
Yannick? Why?
Yeah. So that we could have a chance
Oh
to get
yeah,
the chieftain
the
tactical
chieftain.
suicide.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. Then he would have won. General Grievous
Yeah.
diverts Citron's attention and runs away. Smosh picks flowers. Every Queen Ever searches for a water source. Ethnobalt tends to Georgie's wounds. Ponta is pricked by thorns while picking berries. And Cool Declan camouflages himself into bushes.
It's just he's that cool.
Yeah, he's just that cool. Smosh receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Ponta and Every Queen Ever run into each other in truce. Cool Declan receives clean water. Ethnobalt, General Grievous, and Georgie sleep in shifts. Citron receives a hatchet. Smosh bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Cool Declan stalks General Grievous. Georgie, Citron, Every Queen Ever, and Ponta hunt for other tributes, and Ethnobalt unknowingly eats toxic berries. Citron looks at the night sky. Cool Declan defeats Ponta but spares his life. General Grievous receives a hatchet. Every Queen Ever and Georgie sleep in shifts. Georgie must be waiting very long.
Yeah, he's good. He's
Yeah.
getting a good night's sleep.
General Grievous forces Every Queen Ever to either kill Cool Declan or Ponta, but they all refuse, so General Grievous takes his time and kills every single one.
Awesome.
Georgie
Again,
goes
it wouldn't be
fishing
too
and
hard,
Citron
but
accidentally
God,
steps on a
it's wrong,
landmine.
but-
Line up, I don't have so much
Okay.
time and so much energy.
Ponta is still alive.
Yeah, he could just crab walk over all of them.
It's between Ponta, Cool Declan, General Grievous, Georgie, and Citron. I want any of them to win except Ponta.
I'm cool with General Grievous or Cool Declan.
Why not Georgie?
Oh yeah, Georgie too. That'd be good.
Who likes your dog in this day and age?
Me. Cool Declan, General Grievous, and Ponta cheerfully sing songs together. Oh, Georgie bleeds out due to untreated injuries.
Damn it.
Cool Declan explores the arena.
Thanks, Georgie.
General Grievous accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it. Ponta dies from hypothermia. Cool Declan wins.
Let's go.
As the tributes stand on the podium, the horn sounds. Man Bat, Hood Declan, Oswald Cobblepot, and Keiichiro share everything they gathered before running. Tea Kettle with Toasters, Chris Walker, and Abe 2 work together to gather as many supplies as possible. George Foreman runs away. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, Titan Godzilla, Abe, and Slab of Granite share everything they gathered before running. Hitler and Unlimited Snakes fight for a bag. Unlimited Snakes gives up and retreats. Nipples runs away. Cleveland Creeper runs away. Sheev finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Kiwi Man runs away. Quinn finds a bag full of explosive. Yannick runs away. Queen of the Phone grabs a backpack, not realizing it's empty. Major Tomcat breaks Yun Yun's nose for a basket of bread. Deserved. Bombastic Jake runs away. George Foreman practices archery. Kiwi Man collects fruit from a tree. Probably kiwis. Oswald Cobblepot discovers a cave. Archduke Franz Ferdinand dies from an infection. Nipples goes hunting. Yannick attacks Sheev, but he manages to escape. Tea Kettle with Toasters receives Tea Kettle with Toasters from an unknown sponsor. Unlimited Snakes, Cleveland Creeper, and Slab of Granite get into a fight. The Cleveland Creeper triumphantly kills them both. Quinn kills Man Bat as he tries to run. Titan Godzilla tries to sleep throughout the entire day. Hitler begs for the Queen of Phone to kill him, but she says no. Keiichiro dies trying to escape the arena. Yun Yun, Bombastic Jakes, and Major Tomcat get into a fight. Yun Yun triumphantly kills them both. Abe makes a wooden spear. Abe 2, Hood Declan, and Chris Walker hunt for other tributes. That's an awesome trio.
Yeah.
Abe 2 is awoken by nightmares. George Foreman thinks about home. Sheev receives clean water. Hood Declan, Kiwi Man, Yannick, and Yun Yun sleep in shifts. Queen of the Phone pushes Titan Godzilla off a cliff during a knife fight. She must be very strong. Tea Kettle with Toasters is unable to start a fire.
Wait,
Oswald, the Queen of the Phone.
Damn, she's buff.
Yeah. Oswald Cobblepot lets Nipples into his shelter. Abe lets Chris Walker into his shelter. Good choice. Quinn defeats the Cleveland Creeper in a fight. Yeah, that's true.
Just ignore it.
Hitler quietly hums. The Queen of the Phone has a phone call. Chris Walker, the Cleveland Creeper, and Nipples hunt for other tributes. Tea Kettle with Toasters picks flowers. Oswald Cobblepot attacks Abe 2, but he manages to escape. Hitler repeatedly stabs Sheev to death with sighs. George Foreman goes fishing. Abe and Hood Declan split up to search for resources. Yun Yun travels to higher ground. Quinn searches for firewood, and Yannick and Kiwi Man hunt for other tributes. The Queen of the Phone tries to sing herself to sleep. Hood Declan receives clean water. The Cleveland Creeper tends to his wounds. Yun Yun receives fresh food. George Foreman sees a fire but stays hidden. Abe loses sight of where he is. Kiwi Man tracks down and kills Quinn Man. Oswald Cobblepot receives medical supplies. Nipples and Hitler tell stories about themselves to each other. Those would be great stories, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Abe 2 passes out. Yannick cries himself to sleep. Chris Walker receives a bomb. Tea Kettle with Toasters cooks tea kettles with toasters before putting his fire out. The Cleveland Creeper constructs a shack. Hitler diverts Yannick's attention and runs away. Nipples practices archery. Queen of the Phone, Yun Yun, and Abe hunt for other tributes. Tea Kettle with Toasters tends to Chris Walker's wounds. George Foreman steals from Hood Declan while he isn't looking. Oswald Cobblepot tries to sleep throughout the entire day. Kiwi Man makes one spear. Abe 2 goes fishing. Hood Declan stays awake all night. George Foreman sings himself to sleep. Chris Walker convinces Kiwi Man to snuggle with him. Abe 2 is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth.
He convinces Kiwi Man to snuggle with him?
Chris Walker.
I see.
Snuggle with me or I will kill you. Yes, sir.
Kiwi Man would probably just like, I mean, I would have done it anyways.
Yeah. Yannick and
Kiwi
Hitler
Man,
huddle for
he
warmth.
likes to play around, you feel me?
Uh-huh. Tea Kettle with Toasters and Nipples tell stories about themselves to each other. Queen of the Phone screams for help. Abe receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Oswald Cobblepot screams for help. Yun Yun thinks about home. Cleveland Creeper is awoken by nightmares. Chris Walker sleeps out the entire day. Yannick receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Nipples constructs a shack. Queen of the Phone, Abe, and George Foreman track down and kill Tea Kettle with Toasters. Hood Declan and Yun Yun work together. Cleveland Creeper stalks Oswald Cobblepot. Kiwi Man thinks about home. Hitler picks flowers, as he does, and Abe 2 receives medical supplies. Yannick lets Hitler into a shelter. Those two seem to be getting together a lot. George Foreman, Chris Walker, and Hood Declan get into a fight. George Foreman triumphantly kills them both.
Damn.
Abe sees a fire but stays hidden.
Walker.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Abe 2 thinks about home. Queen of the Phone sees a fire but stays hidden. Oswald Cobblepot thinks about winning. The Cleveland Creeper is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Kiwi Man and Nipples huddle for warmth, and Yun Yun tries to sing herself to sleep. George Foreman and the Queen of the Phone work together. Oswald Cobblepot camouflages in the bushes. Hitler diverts Abe's attention and runs away. Abe 2, Kiwi Man, and Yannick hunt for other tributes. The Cleveland Creepers trap kills Union. Good. And Nipples travels to higher ground. Abe receives fresh food. Oswald Cobblepot and Kiwi Man talk about the tribute still alive. Queen of the Phone quietly hums. Nipples silently snaps Yannick's neck. Hitler fends George Foreman, Abe 2, and the Cleveland Creeper away from his fire. The cornucopias are replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. Nipples, Kiwi Man, and Hitler start fighting, but Kiwi Man runs away as Nipples kills Hitler. Abe 2 doesn't go to the feast. The Cleveland Creeper and the Queen of the Phone work together to drown Abe. George Foreman and Oswald Cobblepot both don't go to the feast. Oswald Cobblepot injures himself. George Foreman tries to spearfish with a trident. Nipples receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Abe 2 and the Cleveland Creeper work together for the day. The Queen of the Phone receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor, and Kiwi Man practices his archery. The Cleveland Creeper cries himself to sleep. George Foreman is not here yet. I don't know why I said his name. The Queen of the Phone thinks about winning. Oswald Cobblepot tries to treat his infection. Kiwi Man cries himself to sleep. George Foreman tends to Nipples' wounds. Abe 2 tries to treat his infection. Oswald Cobblepot receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. George Foreman and the Cleveland Creeper hunt for other tributes. Kiwi Man strangles Abe 2 with a rope. He had 2 chances of winning and failed. The Queen of the Phone defeats Nipples in a fight, but spares his life. Nipples stays awake all night. Queen of the Phone receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. The Cleveland Creeper dies of dysentery. George Foreman receives clean water. Kiwi Man loses sight of where he is. Oswald Cobblepot receives a hatchet. Oswald Cobblepot stalks Kiwi Man. George Foreman constructs a shack, and Nipples tends to the Queen of the Phone's wounds. Kiwi Man, Nipples, Queen of the Phone, and George Foreman tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood, and the only other person alive who isn't there, Oswald Cobblepot, receives a bomb. Oswald Cobblepot injures himself. George Foreman sprains his ankle while running away from Nipples. Queen of the Phone stalks Kiwi Man. Oswald Cobblepot unknowingly eats toxic berries and dies. Nipples and Queen of the Phone fight George Foreman and Kiwi Man. George Foreman and Kiwi Man survive. It's between George Foreman and Kiwi Man. If Kiwi Man wins, all hope is lost. Kiwi Man's trap kills George Foreman. All hope is lost.
Kiwi Man, let's fucking go!
No. Why couldn't George Foreman win? As the tribute stand on the podium, the horn sounds. Yeah, whatever. Grimlock grabs a shield. Morning Wood runs away. Bueno Excelente finds a bag of explosives. Beast Titan. Oh wait, I already put Beast Titan. Snatches a pair of size. Joe Uppercut takes a spear. Echidna runs away. Palpatine and Danny's left ankle fight for a bag. Danny's left ankle strangles Palpatine with the straps and runs away. I've never seen that before, but alright. J. Jonah Jameson runs away.
Awesome.
Yeah. Martin Luther King Jr. grabs a shield. The tongue of James Bond runs away. Lanky Kong runs away. Andrew Ryan runs away. The Blight runs away. The Dead by Daylight dev team runs away. John Seed grabs a backpack and retreats. Henry J. Waternoose III runs away. The Queen of the Phone clutches a first aid kit and runs away. The Grinch grabs a backpack and retreats. Coral Reef runs away. Rebecca Chambers stays at the cornucopia for resources. Georgie runs away. Death grabs a sword. Matt Tofton runs in the cornucopia and hides. Glove Eater the Born finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Abe grabs a backpack, not realizing it's empty. What a moron. Harold the Tree runs away. Travis Ganong finds a backpack. The Rogue scares off the Duke. Chris Walker runs away. Boulder runs away. Slab of Granite runs away. Yannick, Green Goblin, and Albert Wesker get into a fight. Green Goblin triumphantly kills them both. Wow, the person that I wanted to win that fight the least won. Awesome.
Wait, who? Out of who?
Green Goblin killed Chris Walker and Albert Wesker.
That sucks.
I know. Yeah. Danny's left ankle receives clean water. The tongue of James Bond is pricked by thorns. Ouchie. Joe Uppercut receives fresh food. The Rug is pricked by thorns. Ouchie. Boulder injures himself. The Grinch sets off an explosive, killing J. Jonah Jameson, the entire Dead by Daylight dev team, Green Goblin, and Henry J. Waternoose III. He avenged 2 of my favorite characters, so I'll allow it. Glove Eater the Born goes hunting. Death discovers a river. Harold the Tree searches for firewood to kill himself because he wants to die. Andrew Ryan travels to higher ground. Bueno Excelente discovers a river. Morning Wood goes hunting. Oh wait, there's 2 trees in here. That would be cool if they fought. Abe sprains his ankle running away from Grimlock. The Duke explores the arena. John Seed receives fresh food. Matt Tofton discovers a cave. Rebecca Chambers begs for a slab of granite to kill her, but he says, I'm literally a slab of granite. What do you want me to do?
And walks off.
Yeah.
And struts off.
Strides off confidently.
Yeah, I'm literally like, what do you expect me to do?
I put
literally
Chris Walker twice. I just realized. I put 2 Chris Walkers.
You told us that.
I don't think I did. Because I
did.
didn't realize until now.
You
Coral
said I
Reef.
put him in twice because I wanted to win or something like that.
No, I didn't. I 100% did not. Coral Reef diverts Chris Walker's attention and runs away. Lanky Kong overpowers the Blight, killing him. Martin Luther King Jr. receives a hatchet. Beast Titan constructs a shack. Echidna receives fresh food. Travis Ganong explores the arena. Georgie and Queen of the Phone hunt for other tributes. We should do one tournament that's just like 23 Chris Walkers and 1 Declan.
Why?
For fun. I wonder who would kill Declan. Joe Uppercut, Travis Ganong, Glove Eater the Born, and Rebecca Chambers tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Chris Walker, Queen of the Phone, and the Rogue discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. I'm gonna go back to the first day. Okay, I read it wrong. That's why. My brain is just dying. It was Yannick. Green Goblin killed Yannick, not Chris Walker.
Damn it.
So, okay. I knew I didn't add 2 Chris Walkers. I'm not that stupid. Matt Tofton begs for the Duke to kill her. I forgot to change the genders. Matt Tofton and the Duke are both girls, and they're both still alive. Harold the Tree tends to death wounds. Martin Luther King Jr. spears a slab of granite in the abdomen, wherever that's located. Abe receives fresh food. Coral Reef kills Danny's left ankle as he tries to run. The tongue of James Bond thinks about winning. Boulder receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Bueno Excelente convinces the Grinch not to kill him, only to kill him instead. Good job, Bueno Excelente. John Seed convinces the Beast Titan to snuggle with him. Grimlock questions his sanity. Morningwood receives a hatchet. Echidna starts a fire. Georgie stays awake all night. Andrew Ryan looks at the night sky. Lanky Kong starts a fire. Day 2, Georgie discovers a river. Death catches Lanky Kong off guard and kills him. The Duke makes a slingshot. Grimlock diverts Abe's attention and runs away. Andrew Ryan and the Rogue hunt for other tributes. Chris Walker questions his sanity. Joe Uppercut and the Queen of the Phone hunt for other tributes. Matt Tofton stalks Echidna. Coral Reef discovers a cave. Rebecca Chambers begs for the tongue of James Bond to kill her, but he refuses. She just wants to die. Martin Luther King Jr. goes hunting. Harold the Tree searches for a water source. Morningwood catches Travis Ganong off guard and kills him. Good. Beast Titan injures himself. John Seed receives fresh food. Glove Eater the Born picks flowers. Boulder goes hunting. Bueno Excelente practices archery. Morningwood sets up camp for the night. Bueno Excelente loses sight of where he is. Rebecca Chambers passes out from exhaustion. Chris Walker cooks his food before putting his fire out. Martin Luther King Jr., Matt Tofton, and the tongue of James Bond discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Grimlock is awoken by nightmares. Abe and Echidna tell stories about themselves to each other.
I'm going to bed.
Awesome. Good night.
See ya.
Bye. Glove Eater the Born is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Joe Uppercut convinces Andrew Ryan to snuggle with him. Beast Titan sets John Seed on fire with a Molotov. Boulder begs for the Queen of the Phone to kill him, but she refuses. Georgie thinks about home. Death defeats Coral Reef, but spares his life. Or spares her life. The Rug and the Duke tell stories about themselves to each other. Harold the Tree looks at the night sky. Morningwood tends to Matt Tofton's wounds. The Rogue sees smoke rising in the distance, but doesn't investigate. The Duke, Chris Walker, Boulder, Abe, and Grimlock hunt together. Scary. Glove Eater the Born, Harold the Tree, and Georgie hunt for other tributes. Not so scary. Beast Titan injures himself again. Echidna stabs Joe Uppercut while his back is turned. Bueno Excelente constructs a shack. The Queen of the Phone tries to sleep throughout the entire day. Andrew Ryan searches for a water source. Coral Reef fishes. Rebecca Chambers makes a slingshot. Death explores the arena. Martin Luther King Jr. diverts the tongue of James Bond attention and runs away.
The tongue of James.
Shut up. Moving on. Grimlock cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Beast Titan sees a fire but stays hidden. The Queen of the Phone fends off the tongue of James Bond and Andrew Ryan and Boulder from her fire. Georgie tends to his wounds. Martin Luther King Jr. cooks his food before putting his fire out. Rebecca Chambers attempts to start a fire but sucks. Death questions her sanity. Matt Tofton, Echidna, Abe, and the Duke tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Morning Wood cries himself to sleep. Harold the Tree cooks his fire before putting his food out, I guess. Bueno Excelente loses sight of where he is. The rug accidentally steps on a landmine. God damn it. Coral Reef and Glove Eater the Bourne run into each other in truce. Chris Walker quietly hums. Boulder overhears Morning Wood talking to Bueno Excelente. They have a common goal in mind. Rebecca Chambers falls into a pit and dies. Good. Queen of the Phone explores the arena. Beast Titan divert Glove Eater the Bourne attention and runs away. Martin Luther King Jr. chases after the Duke. Andrew Ryan camouflages in the bushes. The tongue of James Bond chases after Harold the Tree. Death practices her archery. Abe receives a hatchet. Georgie makes a wooden spear. Echidna receives a bomb. Chris Walker stalks Matt Tofton, and Coral Reef searches for firewood. Martin Luther King Jr. cooks food before putting his fire out. Glove Eater the Bourne, Coral Reef, and Boulder discuss what might happen in the morning. Tongue of James Bond looks at the night sky. The Duke, Morning Wood, and Andrew Ryan discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Queen of the Phone tries to treat her infection. Bueno Excelente, Chris Walker, and Abe track down and kill Echidna. Georgie receives medical supplies. Harold the Tree tries to sing himself to sleep. Beast Titan, Death, and Matt Tofton sleep in shifts. Matt Tofton attacks the Duke, but he manages to escape. Harold the Tree runs away from Death. Why? He wants to die. Go towards her. Chris Walker poisons Boulder's drink, but mistakes it for his own and dies. Awesome.
That sucks.
Yeah. The tongue of James Bond receives fresh food. Georgie makes a slingshot. Martin Luther King Jr. discovers a river. Queen of the Phone and Glove Eater the Bourne work together to drown Beast Titan. Cool. Andrew Ryan unknowingly eats toxic berries. Abe discovers a river. Coral Reef collects fruit from a tree. Bueno Excelente tries to sleep throughout the entire day. Morning Wood thinks about home. Boulder receives medical supplies. Bueno Excelente receives medical supplies. Coral Reef passes out from exhaustion. Abe starts a fire. Queen of the Phone treats her infection. Matt Tofton quietly hums. Martin Luther King Jr. screams for help. Harold the Tree fends off Death, Glove Eater the Bourne, and Morning Wood from his fire. The tongue of James Bond quietly hums. The Duke convinces Georgie to snuggle with him. Cool.
That is
awesome. Same. Boulder constructs a shack. Morning Wood begs for Bueno Excelente to kill him, but he refuses. Thank you, Bueno Excelente. Death, Glove Eater the Bourne. Huh?
Did you say Morning Wood just now?
Yeah. Death, Glove Eater the Bourne, Martin Luther King Jr., and Harold the Tree hunt for other tributes. Coral Reef tries to sleep throughout the entire day. Georgie makes a wooden spear. The Duke attacks Matt Tofton, but he escapes. Abe goes hunting, and the tongue of James Bond runs away from the Queen of the Phone. Death climbs a tree to rest. Matt Tofton receives a hatchet. Coral Reef loses sight of where she is. Bueno Excelente, Harold the Tree, Martin Luther King Jr., and the Queen of the Phone sleep in shifts. Abe and Morning Wood fight the Duke and Boulder. Abe and Morning Wood survive. Georgie and Tongue of James Bond tell stories about themselves to each other. Glove Eater the Bourne cooks food before putting his fire out. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's family. Glove Eater the Bourne and Coral Reef both don't go. The tongue of James Bond convinces Bueno Excelente not to kill him, only to kill him instead. Death tracks down and kills Morning Wood.
The Bueno Excelente is dead.
Yeah, to the tongue of James Bond.
That is very annoying.
You want? Rude. Yeah. Well, it was by your own creation, so you brought this upon yourself.
Been another one, though. It would have been just someone else.
True, but wrong. Either way, Morning Wood died to death, which I'm a little upset about, but I also kind of want Death to win, so I'll allow it. Yeah. Queen of the Phone, Abe, Harold the Tree, and Georgie team up to grab some food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs. Martin Luther King Jr. doesn't go to the feast, and Matt Tofton falls into a pit and dies. That's very unfortunate. Queen of the Phone, Death, and Abe hunt together. Scary. Martin Luther King Jr. overhears Coral Reef talking to Glove Eater the Bourne. I would think I'm going insane. Georgie is unable to convince the tongue of James Bond not to kill him. I want the tongue of James Bond to lose now. Harold the Tree searches for a water source.
Wait, who'd they kill?
Georgie. He has to go.
I've created a menace.
Yeah. Abe decapitates tongue of James Bond. Thank you, Abe, our savior. Martin Luther King Jr. tries to treat his infection. Harold the Tree, Glove Eater the Bourne, and Death discuss what might happen in the morning. Coral Reef receives medical supplies, and the Queen of the Phone unknowingly eats toxic berries. God damn it. Harold the Tree overhears Abe talking to death in the distance. That would be scary.
Yeah.
Glove Eater the Born steals from Coral Reef while she isn't looking, and Martin Luther King Jr. discovers a cave. Okay, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have Harold the Tree, Death, Abe, Glove Eater the Born, Coral Reef, Martin Luther King Jr. I would be fine with anyone winning except for Coral Reef.
Who else is there left?
Martin Luther King Jr., Glove Eater the Born, Death, Harold the Tree, and Abe. Abe has the most kills, actually. Who deserves to win?
He also avenged us. He also avenged Bueno Excelente.
Oh yeah, he did.
And the other dude.
Who? Wait. Who avenged? Never mind, I don't think they're alive anymore. Okay, proceed. Martin Luther King Jr. quietly hums. Death questions her sanity. Harold the Tree thinks about home. Glove Eater the Born destroys Coral Reef supplies while she's asleep. No, Abe dies from an infection. God damn it. Death stalks Martin Luther King Jr. She has found her next target. Coral Reef bashes Harold the Tree's head against the rock several times. He had finally got what he wanted. Glove Eater the Born collects fruit from a tree. Okay, please someone kill Coral Reef. Martin Luther King Jr. receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Glove Eater the Born severely slices Death with a sword. Coral Reef accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it. Good, okay. It's between Martin Luther King Jr. and Glove Eater the Born. Martin Luther King Jr. decapitates Glove Eater the Born with a sword.
Martin Luther King Jr. won.
Yeah, Martin Luther King Jr. is our last person. That's cool.